Play the intro. 1 minute.
Shit. Oh, y'all smell those corn chips?
Mm-hmm. Corn chips.
Nigga feet that. Trying to leave that shit down. Hurt like, oh.
Damn. You know this nigga Steffon Diggs got 2 other babies that just came right now. Just like literally, congratulations to Steffon Diggs and his baby mamas Kay and Giselle. And both ladies just welcomed 2 beautiful baby girls that are just a few months apart. This nigga shooting up the club. If shooting up the club was a thing, that's Steffon Diggs for sure. For sure.
Brother, we live.
Yes, sir.
Live. Welcome to the Who You Talking To show.
Mm-hmm.
This is Quette.
Flute.
This nigga just changed his name on
Yeah.
OleHead Rell. Some OleHead shit, boy.
Yeah. How's everybody? How's everybody's week? Everybody had a good week?
Tired them off.
All right, we're going up for you.
My week was cool, bro. It was another week punching the clock. You know what I mean? Dealing with the kids, the fam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Checking box. So I tipped in the check boxes, trying to get a box check.
Okay. Hold on. What box was you trying to get checked?
Oh no! It's a bigger box. I've been playing like it was like I thought that it was gonna be like a 3-year plan, like I could run in the house and all that, getting shit done. And it ended up being then it was like a 5-year plan, and now we're looking at like
it got pushed back.
Now we're looking at about like a 7-year plan. Now we're about 7 years. So hopefully, the rates just dropped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Quarter over quarter, 2 more.
Do some restructuring.
I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. Hey, shit don't be going high plan. You know what I mean?
Now, are you ready, dog?
Hey. Yeah. Big time them up. You know what I'm saying? I worked out.
Okay. What was you doing today?
I had to read flash of my AC unit box on a BP gas station. Yeah, so I've been in it all day.
That sounds like some city work.
That sounded like some paid work.
Yeah. You got paid? Did you get paid?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's a good day's work.
Yes, sir.
You may get that hard-earned check. Nothing wrong with that. But the rest of the week, if I recollect correctly, we missed last weekend.
Yes. It was the Crawford fight. You know what I mean? The Crawford Canelo fight week. Yeah. I was trying to figure out how we could possibly do like a while we're watching the fight, do some kind of. But then it was like the logistics weren't in place, and I was like, you know what?
Then we was a man down too.
Yeah.
It was a man down. The anniversary.
There was reasons.
Yeah.
The anniversary bigger than Canelo and Crawford.
Way bigger than
Black
love. Is that like our fucking all 3 of our anniversaries? Mine was 17. When was yours?
13.
And mine was the 13th.
Man,
Oh, no, the same day.
On the love.
Okay, I didn't know it was the same day. How many years you just got? 8.
25.
25. 15. We got 15.
Okay.
My wife says 14, but I think she told me that. Like, I don't know.
So you been young buck.
Yeah.
You pose as old, but you been young buck.
No. If we add all of them together.
No. I ain't at your table when it said time to eat.
Hey, how many you in?
Hey, I'm
4 years.
4 years.
Hey.
On
that note, let's go to the game.
We're gonna transition.
Yeah.
We're gonna transition. See what was going on across the U.S. You know what I mean, over the last week or 2.
Yeah, I had some. Let's start here. As a matter of fact, we're just talking about anniversaries and all of that. Okay. We're gonna start here and let's add this to the stage. This was actually one I found intriguing. Tell me what y'all think. Let's get some audio. So, My bad. I want to get this squared away. My bad. To everybody watching.
Yeah.
Let me get this squared away so we can make sure they get them.
Trying to figure out where he going.
Yeah. I want to know who the executive wife is.
Exactly. When I say that was one of the things that kind of struck me. Like, who is this woman you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't really
And
understand.
once you already have a title. But why you
Either
talking?
way, I was
Executive.
I was trying to get this. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is now you're getting into more of or less of what I was wanting to lean on. Did y'all what did y'all take from what he was saying? Like, did you like the idea of a person that's marrying someone that's from a two-parent household? You know what I mean? They got to see his mom, uh, or she got to see her dad love on his mom. Got to see how a father and father treats his wife, and you know what I mean. That relationship dynamic and seeing them grow. You know what I mean. And then he's the guy that comes from the single mother aspect, where obviously the relationship with his father wasn't there. Obviously, he didn't get to see pretty much the manifestation of a productive household as it relates to a male and female coming together, creating a family, and what that dynamic looks like. So like, what did anything stand out to you, or could you relate to any parts of it, or did you know what I mean? What did you feel as you were listening to him?
Well, I didn't. I personally couldn't relate to it only because I came from a two-parent household.
What about Quette?
Yeah, her too.
Two-parent, both of y'all.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Levels of lovingness and all like that. That's different. Within inside the house. But we both came from something like that. So, but I was just interested. Like, I would like to see like where he was going. I know you said it went into more religious and stuff. Where he was going to end up with, because it was like, well, why are you? I guess like, why are you like? Are you saying that you're not prepared for this life?
Yeah, I'm with you.
It didn't
come full circle.
Yeah, but maybe I needed to hear more where he was going with that, or what his premise was.
Because he was saying, I mean, he began to say that he told his wife that pretty much that he wasn't qualified to be her husband.
So that's what you got.
That's what
He didn't
he
say
said
that.
initially.
He didn't say
He
that.
started off saying,
Yeah.
and that's what he was saying to his wife. And I never thought about like,
Why did you get married?
but I mean, what I can say is like, to me, that is, I appreciate the vulnerability and the truth that he's like, because at the end of the day, my wife comes from a two-parent household.
Yeah.
And they don't believe in divorce. You know what I mean? They've been together. The parents, all of the children have the same mom and dad. All of them. I think it's like 5 or 6 of them. They all have the same mom and dad. You know what I mean? It's a level in which I didn't grow up.
Yeah, but that doesn't always mean success.
Always no. But there's a
what
level of understanding of what the thing should look like versus you freestyle. So like with me, I completely freestyle my marriage in its totality. Like
Mm-hmm.
everything that I'm doing, this is some shit like I ain't never seen this thing that I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm freestyling this whole thing all the way through. And so my wife, she's seen, so she has expectations of a man, right? That she's seen her father live as. And I've never, first off, and there's also a struggle of her putting those expectations on me when I've never lived this way, unknowingly and not intentionally, but there's a way that she feels things, this is supposed to be done this way. You know what I mean? And for me, shit, I'm freestyling. So like the idea of like the first, as a matter of fact, I believe. Well, either way, I'm been married 15 years this year, right? And I'm spitballing this thing. You know what I mean? I'm learning and freestyling it, and I'm going, and I'm learning, and I'm going. And even at 15 years, we're still learning each other and how we can navigate what we believe is the most productive way of handling issues and parenting. You know what I mean? We got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, so we're still fairly early in it. And just, I thought it was interesting that he broke down to us, like pretty much saying that your father's I didn't have the ability or don't have the ability to meet your father's expectations or your mother's expectations because I don't have this this foundation laid for me to actually build upon. I'm actually creating the foundation and building the structure within, you know, this whole freestyling of it. And so it resonated with me. What anything to add to it, or y'all want me?
I was saying, I was thinking that, you know, you ain't give me no credit. I tried 4 times to give you one.
All the mics are turned on. The sound is a little low. Okay, sorry about that. We'll try to fix that. Appreciate that, Chuck. Go ahead. Anything else? You joked where you were landing. You tried.
Yeah.
You tried.
Yeah, I tried. 'Cause, I mean, like I said, I didn't. It didn't come full circle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if I needed to hear. I know needed to hear more. I just don't know if he gave me more. Because if there was more more for me to get out of what he was saying. But from what I got out of what he's saying, I can understand it. Because I'm like you, I was raised by my mom just like he was raised by your mom. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have anything to draw from when it comes to that either. But I did have my dad in my life for a little while. And all my daddy taught me was how to work, how to make money, and that as long as you ain't broke, you gotta work. That's all my daddy taught me.
Yeah, I think that it is the acknowledgement that like we're in a different time. You know what I mean? Men are having to evolve into a different type of man these days. Like the criteria of being a man, like back when you like stuff you talking about that was taught to you, and was pretty much just provide, and that's pretty much all you really got to do. She should stay. But then you got to think about it. Have you when you were growing up? How many women did you date that were actually like successful? Oh, in your marriage, like were you dating like women that like had things and where they had the ability to leave, like they didn't need you?
Yeah, they didn't need me.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't need me. Umi didn't need me. She was a licensed. She had a degree in nursing. My wife, current wife, don't need me. Only person I was with that I would say that needed me was your mom. Married to anyway.
Oh yeah, that was like way back when
that was way back when we was young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about back when we were married. And so the only reason I'm around feel is that I bring value to what they're trying to do. And the only reason I was around with any of them, you know, because I've been with one that wasn't in a better position when I was there than they were when I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So, and even when we separated and I went my way, you know, I still was climbing. So, well, my third reason I don't have her, she has. She passed. She had cancer. She had cancer. So, but other than that, I mean, the only person that I know that I dated that would be fine, if it wasn't for me, is my current wife. You know what I mean? But
I know we're going to slide on to something else, but I did think that it was pretty dope that it seemed like you said, he is being vulnerable about it. It just makes me wonder that, you know, a gentleman like that, like he said what his financial status was, it sounds like he's successful there. And to be successful there, you know, in Fortune 500 companies and stuff like that takes a certain level of tenacity. So, not that he doesn't, because I don't know the man, but why couldn't you then still approach that same mentality inside your marriage?
Okay, so before we move on, I'm glad you just said it, because I think that there's a thing that we've been talking about, like on the To Be Fair show, and shout out to the guys. The statement is made like the value of sports, because I don't really value sports like that. You know what I mean? I don't want my kids to play sports like that. If they get into it, then they get into it, but it's not like a thing that I'm like gearing them towards. I'd rather you be doing something.
On the law, I think you're wrong about that, but go ahead.
And that's absolutely fine, because Q thinks I'm wrong about it as well. And because and the thing is that they state that, like, in sports they teach you all of these different leadership and working as a team and all these life lessons. So I think working as a team is a given. I think that, like, leadership, you're only showing leadership if you are the leader, which there's not. Most of the players aren't leaders. Most of them, there's usually one or two, and everybody else is pretty much following.
Yeah, but
so no, you're fine. You're fine. So my thing is that, like, I think it sounds good to say that you're learning all these different things, but the implementation of said thing in the real world versus, you know what I mean? So you're gonna actually have to have somebody to show you why these two things are similar, and you know what I mean, so that you can actually take what you learn on the court or the field, and someone has to show you the correlation between that and real life. Otherwise, it just sounds good.
So you don't think that an individual, you know, a young kid, whatever, like, some people have to be shown everything that they do. You know what I mean? And there's other ones that can learn through the observation. Doesn't have to fully be able to be shown, but can still take enough out of that and be able to apply those same. Let's say I'm not a leader on the team, you're the captain of the team, right? It doesn't mean that I still can't take and see leadership qualities in you and take that and apply that over there into something else that I'm doing outside of that sport.
The only point that I'm making is you have to be intentional about what you take and identifying the thing. Because I can just, like, as a kid, when I was growing up, I was even in leadership positions, and even as the leader, those things didn't necessarily translate over because I wasn't being, like, intentional about understanding how to make the thing translate.
That was on you then.
Right, and I'm saying that on the average kid, the thing doesn't naturally transfer over.
You can't say what's on the average kid because everybody can be different. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So I won't sit there. I know what you mean. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's wrong. All I'm saying is the only reason why I would push back on it is only because, like, I was involved in sports growing up. I like being involved in sports. Was I a team player? No, I wasn't. But I did like the sport of it. I like the challenge to myself, even though I was on the team, I was still on my own shit anyway. You know what I mean? So I would take certain things, like I wasn't always the leader on the team or the best or something such as that, but I would take what I got from over there and apply it somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
And the only thing I'm saying is that, like, we can leave it at that. Like,
we went off on some other shit, but we're going to talk about the sports thing a little bit.
That's fine.
I know you said you talk about what you know. Yeah, man. This is right here. It's all about them rapists right now.
We don't give a shit about that.
Looking at this dude.
Yeah, I'm about to play this clip. We're gonna move on to this next clip. I feel like this one is definitely shifting gears. We're gonna try to get a couple of fun ones, and then we're gonna get a little more serious. Yeah, we'll get a little more serious in just a moment. Listen to this one right here. Listen to this, fellas. This shit's actually kind of funny.
I got a bisexual homeboy, you feel me? This nigga just called my phone to go drop him off the fucking nigga, bro. I said, bro, what the fuck wrong? Yo.
Oh, you gotta be hold up.
Bro, tell me why, bro. I got a bisexual homeboy, you feel me? This nigga just called my phone to go drop him off the fucking nigga, bro. I said, bro, what the fuck wrong? Yo, don't you ever call my phone no freak ass shit like this, dummy. Remind you, bro, I grew up with this nigga, you feel me? We went to school together and all that. My man was a handsome fella. He had the ladies, you feel me? So I ain't see this shit coming. This nigga called my phone not too long. We're like, cuz, I gotta tell you some shit, man. I'm coming out of the closet and I'm bisexual. I said, what? I said, you bisexual? I said, since when? He said, it's been a minute. I just ain't never tell nobody. I said, goddamn, bro, you feel me? But look, they ain't got nothing to do with nobody. I'm trying to be nice. I'm like, man, look, can't nobody judge you, bro. And I said, our relationship gonna stay the same, but I love you, cuz. That's between you and God, but you keep that shit over there. You feel me? But I think he took that shit out of proportion. You feel me? So remind you, this nigga ain't got no car. So when he was fully straight, I used to go drop this nigga off the fuck bitches. You feel me? My man was a handsome fella. He had the ladies. Sometimes he had something for me. You feel me? So this time I'm thinking he calling my phone. He's like, man, I got a sneaky link, cuz. I'm like, dang, who she is this time? Man, this nigga talking about some nigga named James. I said, what? He said it's a nigga named James. I said, bro, I know you just call my phone to drop you off the fucking nigga, bro. What type of freak ass shit you want to get the fuck off my phone, bro? I got mad though, you feel me? But I forgot he told me he was bisexual. You feel me? He be dipping and dabbing and shit, but you know that shit ain't registering in my brain. So I called him back. I said, look, man, look, bro, I ain't with this shit, bro. I said, look, whenever you straight, you call my phone. I don't know how you about to balance this bisexual shit. You about to be bi on the weekends or the weekdays, but you call my phone when you straight. Whenever you in G mode, man, you take that shit somewhere else, but you better call your mother. One of your gay homies to take you to go fuck this nigga. What's wrong with you, bro? Talking about, damn, cuz you judging me too now. You used to go drop me off with the women. You ain't gonna drop me off now? Man, I said, hell no, I ain't drop me off to fuck nothing no more, bro. Man, I said, ain't no grown man ever call my phone talking about drop me off to go fuck a nigga. I'm about to cut this nigga off, bro. You gotta feel comfortable with this bisexual shit, but I know I said I wasn't gonna judge you, but goddamn, bro. Nigga want me to drop me off to go fuck a nigga. I mean, boy, boy, I need to go pray, yo.
No, man, it's funny.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. That's good. Yeah, no, I thought that was hilarious.
I'm with him.
Yeah.
Don't call me with you on that side. Call me with you straight.
I said, call me with you straight.
Yeah.
Hey, that's one of the ones like, oh, you just give me you live the one that you live. You mean, and I don't, you know, still home. But like, just don't tell me either way. Yeah, I don't want to. That's rough. I thought that was like, that's a rough
No, I'm not agreeing with you on that. Don't tell me either way. Because no, you don't tell me either way. I think I'm going to drop you off at the raw house. Nigga come to the door and he got a yeah, and he got a whole
bathrobe on with a body.
He come to the door for me. He got lingerie.
I knew OleHead was gonna go left with it. I knew that.
I was trying to give him a regular dress.
You know, when they playing whatever, they don't even care. You know, they don't care nothing about being seen. He come to the door. Yeah, I am. Go to the door.
Waving to the car.
Hey, nothing. I can't. You know, you know, let's think about that. No, I'm good.
Okay, so I'm gonna go just with a little bit. Well, actually, let's go to this. Y'all know the kids. You know, me having kids. Well, either way, let's just go with listen to these.
Hey, Mommy? Yeah. Kale sandwich, by the way. Thanks for letting me know. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you try to show your butt off, it's flat.
I miss my knee.
No, you don't. Your man's wrong.
Hallelujah.
That's loud.
Okay, sorry.
You're nice.
Oh, yeah.
You're like
No, she don't.
Mommy,
I want you to put that on it.
How your baby is out. Yeah. But why are you so fat? When I turn to a grown up, I don't want to be a fat grown up. I want to be a skinny grown up.
You know any fat grown ups?
Why you did that? I don't know. I just shouldn't did it. I did by mistake. I'm sorry. Hey, Dad.
Just today. Yes, Junior.
What year were you born?
I was born in 1984.
1984.
Yes, sir. Some of the best years in life. So you gotta get up there. You can't be scared to play with these dudes or nothing like that.
How was it being a slave? Hey. Mommy? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was another point. Bro, kids and their honesty is I love about it. Like, you know what I mean? Kids.
But see, that one where that little girl said that she didn't want to be fat, she wanted to be skinny.
I knew you was gonna go back.
No. But if But see, you need to hear the other half of that video. The other half of the video was her mama asked her what she felt, and she fought.
No, she said, do you know any fat grown-ups? And then she made a little face and everything. Then she said,
But she answered it.
yeah, she said it wasn't sitting right in front of her. That's what she told me. Gotta love the kids.
Yeah. And you can't even do nothing because you asked for.
And we're gonna go on a little bit more of a serious note. You know, your cousin Trump, which I don't really want to talk politics. Really.
Cousin Trump?
I'm really kind of tired of politics here this week. With Charlie Kirk and all that stuff.
With the laughs.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little serious.
Trump.
So instead, transgender women inmates will be transferred to male prisons as ordered by Trump.
That's right.
Yeah.
Send your ass
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah, I'm with it.
That's what you wanted.
I'm with it. You was born.
You wanted all the smoke.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. So, wait a minute. Make a mistake now. So, biologically, they was males.
Right.
They transferred over to female.
Right. They were sent to female prisons. I'm assuming when they were arrested, they were sent to female prisons because they identified as women.
But
Biologically, you are male.
You still a man.
If you now, if you still got a penis, you should not be able to be in a woman's prison.
Yeah.
If you still got a penis, you should not be able to be in a woman's prison.
Yeah.
Now, if your stuff cut off,
You went through the whole.
I ain't gonna weigh in on that because I wouldn't want you to be in the prison I'm in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
She's gonna be the strongest bitch on the block.
yeah, but
Probably they're running shit over there in the female prison.
yeah,
You know, got the penis on, but your arms are still big.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
I'm saying you still got that.
yeah.
What's-
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't with that.
No,
So y'all agree with Trump on this?
If you got a penis,
man, I don't like even having to say that. Yeah, you agree with Trump.
Why not?
You know what I mean? Like, cause that feels like a setup.
Man, I feel like
Anytime you agree with anyone in the ballpark, it feel like a setup.
I don't know, bro. I agree and
You know what I
disagree with everybody. It's like
Yeah.
not a single person, like even though on either side of the aisle, which I don't really care about the aisle too much, but like it ain't nobody that I 100% agree with, and there probably are. I would assume there's probably nobody that I would 100% disagree with either.
So do we know that the inmates, do we have anything from them that they're against this, that they feel like they should still be in the female
Well,
prison?
not based on what
What
that
what are the comments?
But I had, oh dang,
Yeah,
let's see.
that's where the truth is at. It's in the
Let's
comments
see.
section.
Let's see what everybody had to say about it. Let me pull it up so everybody can see it. Okay. Let's see. We got some comments. Oh, they got the comments.
This is turn it off. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we'll just speculate.
Yeah, but I would assume that the individuals who
you be able to do it.
I bet the motherfuckers is like, no.
they don't
You shouldn't be able to do that.
do what?
You shouldn't be able to drop. You shouldn't be able to just say something like that and then turn the comments.
Yeah, you should be able to turn the comments off.
Really?
Free speech ain't free, bro.
Hey,
Hey, if I
we
post
found
something,
out.
just because I post, but I'm not a social media guy like that, but y'all would assume that like
I've never made a post, personal post.
you don't even know how to operate social media. Okay, let's move on. Now this was like we're probably about a week and a half or so late on this. But
We was on vacation.
I'm gonna let you lead this one off.
Carlos, I want you to know that I love you.
Never said not one word to the lady at all.
Before we even get into the audio, this was the Ukrainian female.
Yeah.
You want to take it from here?
Yes, so we had a Ukrainian female down here in Charlotte, North Carolina, who was brutally stabbed and murdered. The light rail.
Correct.
2 weeks.
I think it was like we should have it 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Of course, it made national headline. Definitely soon to follow it. Charlie.
Before.
It was before Charlie, but did you notice in the media they tried to blend?
Oh yeah. That's what a lot of people
together, but one really didn't have nothing to do. This was
sure.
definitely a random. I believe it was a random act of violence. balance.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Whether he was stable or unstable. And there's some.
Let's listen to
watch a little bit of this video here first. I mean, I'm sure most of y'all saw this, but
Carlos, I want you to know that I love you.
Never said not one word to the lady at all. That's scary, ain't it? So, like, why would somebody just stab somebody for no reason? Who knows?
Told them that you did it.
Huh?
So you just told them that that's what you told them.
I told them the material that I've been telling y'all about, that's what did it. And then they was like, well, we're going to investigate right now. And I was like, all right, now investigate.
But they're not.
I should be getting out of here soon. You feel what I'm saying? Before you, like, actually charge me with murder, make sure it was me that did it, not the material. And I'm telling you, the material did it.
So she just got stabbed.
Yeah. You know that's not me. I'm talking about just for no reason. But since they did that, now they got to investigate the material in my body.
So you said something in your body did what?
Nah, the material, put it like this, the material using my body is stab the lady.
Material.
And so she just got stabbed.
Yeah. You know that's not me. I'm talking about just for no reason. But since they did that, now they got to investigate the material in my body exposed to. Since they want to do all that, now they got to investigate.
It's funny because she's from the Ukraine. She's from Russia, and they got a war. They had a war going on against the United States. So I'm just trying to understand, out of all people, why her?
That's hey, it ain't. I don't have nothing. They just lashed out on her. That's what happened. They lashed out on her. Whoever was working the album, whoever was working the material, whoever was working the material, they lashed out on her.
Carlos, I want you to know that I love you.
Never said not one word to the lady at all.
yeah, we know you didn't say anything. So basically, what we just heard there, that was pretty much days after that attack. Brown placed a jailhouse call to his sister, Miss Tracy Brown. So that call, of course, as you can hear, is now public. It paints a chilling picture of a delusional thoughts, paranoia, and a man deeply entrenched in untreated schizophrenia. Some of the things that he was referring to, I wasn't understanding. Like when he said, like the material.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not understanding, like what he meant by that. I'm sure I don't think we'll be able to make sense of any of that. But a little more here reads that make sure it was me that did it, not the material. I'm telling you, the material did it. So that must be something that's only
His clothes or some shit.
No.
materialized in, a
So
certain.
people talk about the chip. They put chips in you, and the chip make you
Oh,
something else controlling me. Is what I understand from.
Brown's family, some words from the family said that he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. He was released from prison in 2020 after serving time for armed robbery. His mother and sister say he became increasingly paranoid, obsessed with being controlled by implanted chips or materials. Here's our answer. And refused to stay on his medication. Repeated attempts to have him hospitalized failed. Hospitals were either full or cited that Brown didn't meet the criteria for forced psychiatric care. In January 2025, he was arrested for abusing 911, telling responders that man-made materials were controlling how he walked, ate, and talked.
I thought that's what he said.
Okay.
That's what I said. That he talking about the material that, like, what he's wearing.
No, he's talking about something.
He said the clothes. No, he's feeling like something has been implanted in him.
I understand that, but he's saying that he said okay, read that one more time. That
He didn't say nothing about no clothes.
Yes, he did.
He's calling it the material, but no, he said that he's being controlled by implanted chips or materials and refused to stay on his medication.
Okay, yeah, but read that other part you just read about the material. No, the one not after that. Yes, he said that
As I said, repeated attempts at him hospitalized
Yeah.
failed.
Mhm.
Hospitals were either full
Yeah.
or cited that Brown didn't meet the criteria
Mhm.
for forced psychiatric care.
Okay.
He was arrested for abusing 911, telling responders that man-made materials were controlling how he walked, ate, and talked.
Okay, you talking about it's not fabric. He's talking about he's using the word materials, but he's meaning like some top technology.
Yeah, he's being controlled by the
Which he's not the first person that has made this allegation. You know what I mean? That's one of those things that you've heard from the people that are suffering from these schizophrenia and these like delusion type of mental.
So I mean, however strange or crazy it sounds, I believe he actually thought that because he talking to his sister. He don't know nobody else listening to him.
Mm-hmm.
He talking to his sister. So if he talking to his sister and they're talking about it, and he said it,
he actually believes it.
He actually believes
it. Which I mean, like I said, he's not the first person that believed the thing. You know what I mean? That said this type of thing that they implanted the chip in me, and this chip is, you know what I mean? You can even see they made even in like SVU or Criminal Minds. Like you've seen these different things. They multiple times people have said that they feel like they're being watched. The schizophrenia, the paranoia, and they feel like the chip is in them, and you know what I mean? The man is like controlling their thoughts and all of that. So that's very normal. So I said all this to say we're gonna have a conversation close to this tomorrow too on to Be Fair show is so the death penalty. If you would have read more of that, the death penalty is on the line. You know what I mean? And so the question would be,
well, he has to show competency in order for them to be able to be able to institute the death penalty. You know what I mean? He has to be able to be competent to stand trial. Doesn't mean that he still can't get life.
Because you can look at it like I was just doing looking into you remember the DC sniper. Remember the young boy who had the guy who brought him from overseas or whatever? No, they didn't. The boy he got life, but he's still alive. They said that pretty much that they were able to see that he was coerced and groomed to do the thing. And even though the son was the one that killed all of the people, he did all of the shooting. You know what I mean? But they were able to see that it was, you know what I mean? He wasn't able to make decisions with the sound mind. And that, pretty much he was coerced and propagandized and programmed to be what it was that he became. And so my question is that like, and I'm gonna talk about this with the guys tomorrow too. I want to just talk about this story specifically because it was a big piece of news. And first, let's say this. Let's stop before I ask this question. I want to ask you: when you first heard this, what was your first reaction to the news when you heard it?
Black person doing that, but I mean, I'm not being racist. It's just that they are known to do this type of thing. You know what I mean? In history. They just, you know what I mean? So we just not known for no reason, just random, you know what I mean? Yeah. We just not random acts of violent people. If we stab your ass, you did something to us. You did something to me. And I ain't no just, like you said, he didn't say nothing to her, he didn't talk to her or nothing. So, I mean, I really did. And, that's just like, Buddy getting shot.
We ain't talking about the Charlie Kirk.
Okay, well.
There's enough of that.
I wouldn't guess that was a black person either.
I didn't, when I first heard the whole thing, I didn't go with the notion of, were they black, were they white, only because, like, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. I slightly disagree because we've been doing random acts of violence constantly. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
on that level?
Yeah.
You say we've been doing random acts of violence.
Okay, so, then, I mean, so when we look at our gang culture, no. Wait a minute. It's still a random act of violence. A drive-by is still a random act of violence. You know what I'm saying? It's not always provoked by the other side. A lot of times, especially in what we knew of in the 90s, as Bloods, Crips, and stuff like that. I used to work in a club in 2010. You know what I mean? And one of their jump in to get into the gang or whatever was to stab somebody randomly inside the club, or the dude that you know, I'm in there working, and the guy next to me ended up getting stabbed and died. That's a random act of violence by our people.
Okay.
Like, we do this shit too.
I see what you said.
It just seems like the way that the media will portray certain things is whatever agenda that, you know, they want you to see.
And they generally gonna use that.
Like,
Because the race thing makes it.
Yeah, we're programmed to always think like these white people do all these crazy crimes that we don't do. Like, our crimes ain't fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think just 1 second, just bear with me 1 second.
Yeah.
I think a gang doing something is not the same as an individual in a random situation to go do something like that. If they said gang, I wouldn't care if it was black, white, Mexican, or whatever, and they did something like that, I wouldn't be surprised. I would say, I don't know, it could have been black, could have been Mexican, could have been white, you know what I mean? But I'm talking about an individual that's not a part of a gang or nothing like that. Just somebody just like that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's what I call random violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one is to become a part of whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I look at it from the other side. Regardless of his schizophrenia, regardless of somebody getting into a gang, I guess the way that I looked at it was more of a from the other side, of like the victim side of it. That is a random act of violence. That girl's mother, you know, whatever. You go down the line, they ain't looking at. They don't give a shit if he was crazy as fuck or if he was joining the gang or. To their kid, their pain is the same. You know what I mean? Like, when I saw this shit, I didn't look at it like, oh, well, this white Ukrainian woman, you know, that was here in America. Like, then they really painted the whole joint. Hey, she's here to, you know, to try to better herself and leave and get away from a war and all this other shit. The only thing I thought about is like, what if my daughter decides to ride a blue line to go in the uptown one night at 19, 20 years old? That could have been my kid sitting on there.
Yeah.
Trying to go to work one day or something, just like that girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's good? We good with the job?
Yeah.
So, y'all got the way. But either way, that's
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it hit more home to me, even though that girl ain't by no means any relation to me. I looked at it from like a parent's point of view.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I completely agree. You know, when I first thought about it, I ain't gonna say I didn't think similar to OleHead. If you tell the story and you leave out the races, I would assume that it wasn't a black man, right?
Yeah.
With this random act of violence. And then I think it was so I think that if such a thing is done, the penalty for doing the act should match the crime. Which you killed this lady, so I understand why the death penalty is on the table, right? To me, it's random. It was random, and I understand that you had this.
If the man ain't right, he ain't got the right faculties. Do you think that that's still a question?
And so that's what I was going to ask you all. That was where I was going to go with the next question. But let me just finish my first. My first John. It was like so crazy. It's like, okay, it was a black guy that killed a Ukrainian woman, which is like, that was crazy. And then with everything we know that's going on with Ukraine right now, and you know what I mean, it's like, damn, that's weird. And then on the light rail, where there's the video footage, so you didn't plan on getting away with it. This was something, it was random. You didn't plan on getting away with it. She's Ukrainian, you're black. It just seemed like it was like, what the frick? This is like crazy. Like the story was like,
that shit matter though.
No, it's not that it matters. No. I don't think that's what. I don't know which debate you're talking about specifically. I'm just talking about how, when I hear the story, I'm breaking down and trying to figure out motive. So that's why all of these different things take. I'm thinking about why, and then you start thinking about the actual nuances of this thing. It's like, dang, this is a super random act of violence that like there's no reasoning or anything that anybody can think of, and then you hear, okay, he's schizophrenic, and he believes that he has these chips implanted in him, and he's like this whole thing, And so now the question that I want to ask is that even outside of this story, but just with this story, what it brought me to, which I'm gonna talk to about with my guys tomorrow as well, is that does your mental health change the level of accountability you should have for the actions that you do? So the idea of it's like, you know what I mean? Like the mental illness give you an excuse so that you don't have to deal with the consequence as much as a person of sense.
Not an excuse, because schizophrenia, when you start diving into those levels, like this ain't a mild depression.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even though we know depression can lead people into doing some quick wild shit too.
Right.
But schizophrenia is on a different level.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like you legitimately see things, you legitimately hear things, feel things.
Yes.
That the average person sitting around you is not feeling and seeing. So like, yeah, I think that does have a lot to play with it. And if the man truly does have that, and we unpack it later and it comes out more and more times that, hey, he was turned away and, because he felt this way. Like there's been plenty of people back in history that actually felt the way that he's done and tried to tell people about microchips, to this, to that. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think, in one sense, you're like, we it's a random person sitting there, eye for an eye, man should die for this and that. But then it's like, if that man was truly mentally troubled like that, well, where did the failure start? Was it the system? Was it the family? Like, can you really, when somebody's that far gone, can you really help somebody like that?
You know, the craziest thing is like my mom worked in mental health like my entire life. Like me growing up, like we were always around like somebody that could literally go out of nowhere, flip a table over and slap somebody and like, you know, schizophrenic, manic depressive, manic episode. Like I know a good bit, or I've seen this as a reality of like me growing up.
Like, what the hell triggered that?
Yeah, like you know what I mean? Just crazy things happening. Like people, the mental illness is real. It's very real. My thing is okay. So would you say that because of this, do you then just take the death penalty off if it can be proven, and then he still does life? Would you find that as, because I mean, at the end of the day, what you can find is that the breakdown has happened with mental illness.
Yeah,
like they definitely defunded lots of programs. This ain't no Trump.
You can't fix it.
You can't fix it, but what you'll find is like my work in this field the whole time. So like, but they had people that went and stayed with them. You know what I mean? Hours of the day, and there was funding that was being. You know what I mean? These companies used to exist, and the funding for these organizations, it was because of a lot of theft. A lot of those organizations were falsifying documents and saying they were doing work that they weren't doing. And so when it came out to where it's like, okay, now we're not funding this anymore because we found out that most of these companies are lying about the services that they're providing and stealing money pretty much. And so they defunded these organizations. And now you're having this mental health crisis in America where it's hard to even get the assistance. You know what I mean? So, and I was wanting to ask that question just because I don't believe that if you are schizophrenic, which we know what that what that looks like and how that manifests itself in the real world. We've seen this. I don't necessarily believe that you should get the death penalty. I am like the guy that I'm not the guy that thinks that the death penalty should be off the table. Just in general, like we should do away with the death penalty. I believe that you can do something that where you deserve the death penalty.
Yeah, I
believe that. But I believe that you should have to like own video like him. If he didn't have this as his, you know what I mean, like he's schizophrenic. Like if that wasn't the thing, and we know you did this for a fact.
And you've been diagnosed.
I'm talking about if you weren't diagnosed. Yeah. The fact that you've been diagnosed before, I think that there should be some leniency possibly. But if that's not the case, and he did what he did without that being the case, roof, bro. You know what I mean? We know that you did this without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, you got to go.
All right. So we're gonna transition.
Yeah. So are we doing this card?
No, we're gonna go to the aliens.
So it just gets better. So now
it's random conversation. So
we have
alien footage. Well, I could
Mine is in too, you know
I
what I
couldn't
mean?
find, well, I got my keyboards up there, so I
Oh,
can't
man.
find them. But on September 9th, they did a release video footage.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so I think it's unfair
What's that?
to everybody that's out there and in here
Mm.
that you only one saw such footage, but you show us all this shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
one thing I
the only one that saw the alien footage.
Only thing I say is if motherfuckers did some work, if motherfuckers did some work and did some preparation, what you're saying is I'm the only one that prepared.
Oh, that's what it is.
Nigga, Stretch Armstrong with the excuse.
Oh man.
We can talk about this out after the pod unless you want to get cooked.
So SpaceX.
Okay.
That's what I saw. And you're referring to what here over there.
Oh no, this in general.
Oh.
But this is I believe that was over Yemen. The video where they shot a missile at the UFO and the missile pretty much just veered right off of the crash.
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, they just unclassified it on the 9th, I believe, of this month.
And what year did that?
That happened last year. October of last year is when it happened, and they allowed us to see it September 9th.
So I guess the real question is now, I mean, like there was something that just happened in North Carolina not too long ago. They saw some shit, and comes to find out they was reporting it as a UFO. Turns out that, and it was just earlier this week.
Okay.
It's all over like TikTok and all like that, but that's been debunked. Elon Musk came in. He said, "Hey, don't worry about it.
It was me.
It was me. I launched some SpaceX. You know what I mean? You're going to start getting better Wi-Fi." So he said, "Chill with all that shit."
And you know, when I actually thought that it got real, as you know, I was in the military. You were in the military.
Yeah, but I wasn't in Area 51.
No, right. I wasn't in Area 51. But look, this is my thing. I heard when Trump was talking about Space Force, I was like, man, they sound like some motherfuckers. Like, he sound like something in a cartoon, you know what I mean, comic book. You know what I mean? Space Force, they going like getting Power Rangers. You know what I mean? And then, you know the crazy thing? I met with David Fenton. And then next thing I know, I log in, and as they're logging in, they add Space Force to the
what's your Jedi username?
No. What I'm saying is that when you log in, it lists all of the different branches of the military. And it shows it's been that way ever since it already shows the branches of the military. And then they add Space Force to, and I was like, hold up, this is real. So we're gonna actually do a Space Force thing.
Can we get Space Force loan? You know what I'm saying? I get a Space Force loan.
Did you sign up for the Space Force?
Sign up for Space Force.
Yeah, that's that light skin.
Yeah.
That's that light.
Yo, the gold
white
to
head.
where no man has gone.
That's the white head. I'm not interested.
Nigga, I want theme music and everything.
Okay, now we've been thinking these UFOs was coming from outer space, but that is coming from out the ocean.
It's coming from the credit union.
So you don't believe
in what?
It is.
I can either confirm or deny. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So
nah, you know what? Let's be real.
Well, tell the truth then.
I don't see why it couldn't be. It just seems asinine to think that we the only ones. You know what I mean? Like this big universe that you are the singularity. You know what I mean? Like it seems, you know.
It's just like OleHead was saying. They back on the
my bad. I'm trying to say we got another comment, and we appreciate y'all letting us know. They're saying like the volume. Yeah, no. Like the audio is not coming through. It's not transmitting. It actually sounds like it's going through one of the mics, and everybody's trying to be heard through one mic. As I was just listening to it, yeah, we apologize about that. We're gonna have to
sorry about that.
Do better about troubleshooting prior to starting.
Yeah.
Troubleshoot should be who does all the work. Didn't troubleshoot.
Maybe it was Space Force.
Yeah.
Like they don't want us to talk about it.
Maybe that's what it is.
about the audio, man. Like it started off good, but so only one mic's picking up.
No, I'm not 100%.
I think it's this one. I can hear it. I hear an echo.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we can carry on. I think that we're fix this.
Okay.
So,
So let's break it out the water.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they say it was coming out the ocean?
Yeah, that's also a theory. It's a theory.
Is that a theory?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, in order for them to say that this is like facts, they have to go through the scientific method of proving the fact, which you can't go and put these things against anything else, which is a part of the scientific method. So it's all theory. There's no way that you know what I mean. It's all there's no way to prove it is fact because of the way the scientific theory. Well, I mean, you can see the video.
Yeah. You know, your president say, "Oh, this fake news, fake news, fake news." Now we can see the video, and the real video. How we know that ain't fake news? Your boss says.
you know, we ain't even gonna be able to believe in nothing
No.
no more. You can't dream about shit. You know what I mean? You can't even make that up because anything you make up, you can make that real too.
I mean, technologically, at this point, it's hard to distinguish like real AI. Like once AI gets the hands right.
Oh yeah.
Once AI gets the hands right and gets a couple of these little bugs out of itself, like
that's why that nigga said the materials is fucking shit.
That's what you go with.
Yeah, the nigga had materials on.
Yeah,
the materials on.
No, that's bad. That's bad context.
Yeah, you got it, bro. Yeah, there you go. See, that's the shit that got people kicked out of school and fired from their job. Right there.
Right. Because some people don't have a sense of humor.
The little animation you see, I ain't gonna read that. I ain't doing it because I have respect. This
hey,
we're for plug. We're for plug.
But my thing about this, my thing on a serious note,
Yeah.
if the aliens are here, that means that they had to be here back when they was building the pyramids and all that stuff. Because they show hieroglyphics of aliens. The aliens came, and it's written that aliens came and showed us of them during that time. They do a lot of the stuff they do that we can't figure out how they're done today. You see what I'm saying? So, what if this just me reaching? But what if, since it's the historical fact that white people,
oh yes,
that no white people existed before what is it? 1600
BC,
1400, something like that. They say now I've actually heard as a fact that they said white people didn't exist before then. Okay, so let's just assume that white people didn't exist before then. The aliens would have to be black then.
The only thing I'm gonna say, go ahead, but
now, from what I got, information that was told to me, that the reason that we can't, I'm gonna say clone for lack of a better word, their technology recreate. We can't recreate their technology is because their technology had something to do with being able to control gravity. Now, I was told this, which made sense to me. So if they can control gravity, then that would be how they'd be able to be far enough down there where we couldn't find them.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever been to the bottom of the ocean. It's too far down. We don't have anything that it won't crush as it's going down. The further it goes down. Okay, so if you look at the hieroglyphics, we're black in the hieroglyphics. Well, the people that's in the hieroglyphics were black. The aliens were not black. they had different, you know.
Yeah, some of them niggas had reptilian heads.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that they transcended.
And that's another thing that they say. Like they also say like there's like different. There are different types of aliens, like the green. Let's go to the well,
still it.
We see how much man.
Yo, the Nazca lines in Peru. Explain those. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is that
Where's Tone at?
I assume that Tone knew a little bit about
Tone. What you know about the Nazca?
He decided
you know about the Droper Stones? What you know about them?
Yeah. So you just why you presenting it in this theatrical
shit that came from the Druids?
He doesn't believe in the shit that he's talking about. I do believe it.
Why I just said that.
Why
there's a lot of things there's a lot of things that are just man just can't explain. You know what I'm saying? Like how can you have certain things that just existed in every culture, like you know what I mean, from the Egyptians to the South Americans to the Aztecs to the Native American Indians to the Canadian Indians or the Eskimos and stuff like that. They all got these similar stories, yet they spanned out from millions of miles away from each other.
And you know what Dr. Neil, I was listening to Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about it, right? Mm-hmm. He says that what we do as humans, anything that we can't explain, we say God or alien.
Because it's alien to us.
And that's
alien is only supposed to mean foreign to what.
And it's like the same thing. It's like they use specific words.
Dude with the big head.
It's like this, like UFO.
It just means that it's
UFO just means unidentified flying object. It means I just don't know what it is and it's in the sky. Yeah. So they use these
under the water.
These encompassing terms that allow you to. It's almost like the creation of the conspiracy within the creation of the word. So you leave it broad enough to where it creates conspiracy itself.
Yeah.
And so like I think that there's that which I believe in it. Like at the end of the day, I think that we would be which they especially as Americans,
on one level, like do you believe like when I was growing up there used to be all these stories and they would show you this black and white footage from like the 1960s, the 50s, the 70s and stuff like that. People had these stories of being taken and the crop circle.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you believe all those things.
And all that.
It used to seem weird to me, like everybody lying, like all these people are just
lying. At some point, I was like, bro, why do they take black folk?
Yeah.
You know why? The light inside of him every time you get there,
we need
to I got an answer for your question.
Yeah.
You said, why don't they take black people? Right? That's what you said. My answer is because they black. Because they black.
Okay, we go in this. I don't really want to have no long live stream and they can't hear us. But imagine. My theory is, let's say that the aliens come back, right, and they like OleHead said they're black. Open the new Salem witch trial.
Yeah,
they'll be killing niggas left and right.
Make the universe white again.
Oh, he got locks. Then let's hang this thing. If he don't take himself off the tree, he ain't able. No, it's like the idea with they was letting them, they was drowning them people, they were drowning those women, saying that they were witches. And they said that if she doesn't, if pretty much if she doesn't save herself, then that means she's not a witch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slide over to see what Cardi B's is that where we're going?
Yeah.
We're gonna find out about her kids.
Honestly, let's wrap it up here. Let's just wrap it up right here. I don't want to sit here and give this lack of quality too long because we have to work out these kinks.
Okay.
And I think that like
hey, listen, hey guys, you gotta forgive us. We was all on vacation the last couple of weeks. You know what I mean?
We had a bunch of anniversaries.
We had some anniversaries, so we slacking when we was mapping, but we're gonna be back next week. We're gonna make sure we got all the technical difficulties worked out for sure. And we're glad y'all showed up. We're glad for y'all that stuck around. Thanks for giving us a heads up on the mics. For sure. You got anything? You don't get to rant this week. You're gonna rant next week. We're gonna let OleHead take us out next week when he's energetic. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Not this good. Not because we don't want to make sure that they hear you right. So we're gonna do a playback. We're gonna take a look and listen to everything, and we're gonna reconvene with y'all next week. All right?
Yep.
Peace.